This week, first class, we're continuing money that we started last week, and we're going to start on page 154. Now have a look at our first page. Along the top we have 3 purses. You've to count up the money, add it all together in each purse and write the amount at the bottom. In question 2, you've got to add up the coins and write the total in the box. Question 3, you've to draw the least, that's the smallest number of coins that are needed to show the amounts in each purse. So in the first purse we have 75 cents, so start with your biggest coin, start with your 50 cent maybe. Then in the next one you have 90 cent, again start with the 50 cent coin. And in the last one 67 cent, so again a hint, start with the 50 cent coin. And at the end it's a problem involving money. Don't forget your challenge. Page 155, and we're back to subtraction. Now this time they start off quite easily, and they start off using cubes to help. So this sum is written across. Now sometimes when we see a sum across, it's easier to write it with tens and units one underneath the other. And what they've done here, they've said 29 take away 3 is what? So they've written it down. 29 take away 3 is what? They've written it in cubes. 2 tens, so there's 20 cubes, and 9 units, 29 cubes. Cross out the 3 that you take away, so they've crossed them out. Count them, what are you left with? 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 26. They've done the same over here for the second sample. 34 take away 4 is what? So they've drawn 34 cubes. 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4. You cross out the 4 that you don't need, that are taken away, and you end up with 10, 20, 30. So 34 take away 4 is 30. Now I've written out the first one on the board, so it's 38 take away 4. So have a look at our board. 38 take away 4. Now they've asked you to draw these cubes. They're not all drawn in the book. Only 1 10 is drawn in the book. If we're stuck, as I said, write it out like this. 38 take away 4. So I've drawn out my 30, 10, 20, 30. And I've drawn my 8 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And just as I said in the other example, we're simply going to cross out the 4 we take away. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So my answer is now 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. And I write my answer in over here. So I'm going to write 34. Now of course I could have said start at the top and start with your units. So start here. 8 take away 4 is 4. 3 take away nothing is 3. Moving on to the next page, it's a continuation of subtraction. So this time we're on page 156. This time we're taking away tens. Now not just 10, but multiples of 10. So the first one, 30 take 10, 28 take 20. Now you might find it easy to use your 100 square to work this out. Remember, if you're taking away 10, you jump up 1 row. If you're taking away 20, you jump up 2 rows, 10, 20. Down here are 2 tables. This whole table, you're taking 10. In question 5, each of them, you're taking 20. And question 6, from each number, you're taking 10. Question 7, you're taking away 10. Question 8, you're taking away 20. You'll find your 100 square a big help here. Moving on to page 157. We're back to our houses where our tens are in red and our units are in green. They've drawn out the sums here. So instead of cubes this time, they've drawn the packets of crayons or drawn the packets of straws. Just be careful. Start with your units and start on top. Having a look at the first one. So it's 24 take away 12. 4 take away 2 is 2. Then moving to the tens, 2 take away 1 is 1. Just take your time, you'll be fine. Our last page this week is a revision page, and we're back to time. But this time, the clock in the middle is the one telling the time. And they're asking you what's 1 hour earlier, what's 1 hour later. If you're stuck, try and use a clock. Try and go back to the clock. So having a look here, we'll set it at 1 o'clock. So 1 hour earlier than 12 o'clock. So we're going to be moving this way. So 1 hour earlier is 11 o'clock. Going back to 12 o'clock. What's 1 hour later? Well, I'm going to move clockwise. I'm going to move it the way the clock actually moves. And 1 hour later is 1 o'clock. Now the whole page is done like this. It's our last page for this week. The question on the bottom, you actually have to draw the hands on the clock. So just be careful that same as the clock, your minute hand is much longer than your hour hand. Just be careful of that.